Hello everyone, Atou here.
And Tsuyoi as well.
And we're back. A Gundam tale. So, there's something we didn't quite do last time that I wanted to do.
Oops.
And let's bring up the map. Okay, we are the purple square that's located on the map. And as you can see, we're in the top right hand corner. Just wanted to point out that that is where those 3 metal Zakus are. You know, for like, you know, a point of reference of like, where on the map were those things that were killed?
The 3 brave metal Zakus.
Yes, the Advent 3 King Zakus, or like whatever the title was. Wait. Hey. But there's something I wanted to check out since you came up here, and it's in the top right-hand corner.
Oh.
Right.
The biggest little landmass up here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, yeah, the weird moon place.
Yeah, just a G system just out here.
What's up, weird G system? What's up, G?
I wonder if it'll be on your map now that you've gone to it.
Perhaps. So what's going on? I hear weird sounds. Here I am, ha 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 ha. Oh Jesus, I do not want to fight anything right now.
Yeah, who knows what's up here? Oh, and that's right. You,
There's a save
is
point.
that Lapis's mobile suit?
Oh yes, Lapis has a new mobile suit. She's in, what the hell are you actually in? It's called the Psycho Hacker. It's a Gundam Mark II. Look how cool it is. I put a lot of armor in this thing so that it doesn't die immediately.
Also, heat barrier and mine barrier to help protect against
The Ravens.
Yeah, the Red Robins.
Oh, I need a keycard L5.
Ooh. Level 5 to open that thing, huh?
Oh, that's not good.
I'm kind of hoping that if like you get a keycard level 5 and you go there, it already has a mobile suit waiting for you.
That'd be neat.
Okay, so go ahead and make your way to where the Red Robins are. And also, well, the game only ever gives you a 1 barrier of any particular element.
Yeah.
The only way to get like more barriers, sort of, is to get these things called Perfect Guards from Diggins Rock, to where like it'll help defend you against the mech problems. And while like the pilot problems are, I don't think really there's a way to
Mech elements or pilot elements.
Like, there's only one item that guards against everything,
Uh-huh.
and we ain't anywhere close to getting that.
Right.
Right. There might be an item that guards against all pilot elements. Not too sure. Wait a second. Yeah, you got that. You totally got that in that Metal Zaku fight.
Nah.
You know, the thing that gives you protection against hurt plus, and like all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Although I think that's what you're wearing right now.
I gotta say, I really wish we could just burn down the forest so we can land closer. We're gonna land on the mountain.
Yeah. Too bad you can't just jump from the galls like every single other Gundam game out there that has that.
Yeah.
Sort of. Like, I remember that particularly from this one Gundam game.
Same as
What was it called? Encounters in Space? I don't think it was called
Encounters in
It was this
Space.
Gundam game to where like 2 players could like co-op on it and try to go through it and stuff like that.
Was that thing you wanted to play with us? Gundam Assault 3?
No,
featuring
like
Gundam
this
Seed?
one is called save. Yeah. Like no. Encounters in Space is pretty close to when I say it like it is, but don't think that it is its name. Encounter in Space is probably a different Gundam game.
Escape to Jabiru?
Journey to Jabiru? No, that was the first PS2 game. I love that game, Journey to Jabiru, but that's not it. Like, it was a Gundam game, it had co-op, and it was fun because like I would always go in there as like the Gundam with the Gundam hammer. And because of the way that melee worked in that game, like I would usually be able to earn a new type ranking. Like, you had normal pilot rankings, but if you were really good on a stage, you would actually get new type rankings.
Didn't mean to run straight into it. I was gonna
Gonna what? Size it up before like you ran in there?
I was gonna prepare my anus. Get that lube ready. Oh man, I'm not ready. I don't have the system hack ready. It's fine. Defend.
Ah, you were just 1 energy short, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Huh.
Oh man, this is not good. Fucking give us all the speed we need to live.
Okay, I don't think it's gonna matter much.
It might
If
help
it was
against
me,
criticals.
I would have just used her to charge Lapis.
Lapis is already gonna charge anyway.
But yeah,
Oh, more charge is better.
yeah, because like that way she'd be able to like do that one strategy that you want to use now. Like before, you said like you were just gonna go in there with some
Bastard.
Yeah, before you said you were just gonna go in there with like some immunities to their stuff,
Jeez.
but now you're actually gonna use the technique that me and Ray used to get through this, which was like have Lapis system hack the hell out of these things. Yeah, there's actually an even stronger version of that, but Lapis isn't a high enough level to learn it. Yeah, like that's the one that Ray was using. Me, I use the one that you are using now. When
Counter zone. I'm strong. Now we got our speed up, so it's not going to critical as much.
Huh? No one got stunned from that.
Really? Oh, well, that's because everyone else has guards.
Yeah, which makes it a 50-50 of whether it's going to affect you or not.
Yep.
Me, I never used those guards because, like, I couldn't bear to give up my boosters that gave me so much extra stuff.
Oh boy, how lovely.
What?
They heal.
Well, yes, they do. You know, these are like the Devil Gundam's personal knights.
Oh god, that makes sense. Is this everybody? Oh god, it is. Thank god I lived. Because,
Wow, you actually got system hack off on both of them?
yeah.
I'm impressed. You're doing much better in what is essentially your second fight against these things.
Gosh damn it, me!
Ah. Okay, well, if I were you...
Gotta switch out.
Yeah, I would switch out characters at this point.
Okay.
Oh, does she have enough to do her ultimate move, or does that cost 9?
I think it costs 9. I have Spook Fist.
Oh,
Oh.
if it was me, I would wait until she got the 9. Like, I would just block.
Yeah, I know.
And, oh, we're gonna leave Tremmy in there?
I guess I don't really have any other idea. Bring in Fritz.
Who could use his ultimate now.
Yeah, but they're both about to boost. So
Oh, yeah, that's true.
one's going to use the Raven Tornado, and the other one's going to do fuck all. I don't know.
He's probably gonna do, like,
The heat thing.
yeah, the heat thing.
Yeah, those big ass wings. Fuck you. I want wings like that. Let me rip off your chicken wings. Give them to me.
They remind me of the wings that the White Falcon from Power Rangers had.
I don't remember jack shit about shit anymore. I have terrible memory. Hey, we survived fairly okay.
Right?
Well, he's gonna do the overheat again.
Right. Can she use a boost while overheated?
No.
Ah, okay, so it's as I thought.
Well, let's fix that. No, it's all we can do, man.
Oh, okay.
What's the tech he's gonna use?
Let's see. If I'm gonna have to guess, he's gonna shock everybody.
Oh, like an asshole.
Yep. Anyways, I was saying something else earlier, wasn't I?
Possibly.
Fought these guys. He did good to down hack them as much as he did. Like, second battle. Showing up the things.
This
Gave,
stuff isn't that bad. It's pretty bad. Lovely. Fuck you. This is not turning out extremely well.
Right.
Okay. You. Fuck him up. I don't even... Oh, you're not over... You're still overheated. I should have shock-proofed or, like, something else. Stun-proof.
Right, with her mind shield.
That stays for the entire match, right?
Yes, unless the character dies.
Right, unless they die. Like, all I can do is full repair all and hope it works out.
Maybe Tremmy can revive Fritz in time?
Tremmy? Oh, well, she is fast.
Right.
Sure, let's give it a try. I mean, he's gonna do a Gatling kick, if I'm correct. Well, at least I'm still here. Did we go for Tremmy? That's the one. That's not who she went for, is it? Fuck, of course not. That would only be helpful.
Okay. So the second one is now going to Gatling kick you to oblivion, and I don't know what the other one is going to do boost-wise.
Not gonna be fun. That's what it's gonna do. I could possibly, maybe.
Full regenerate?
Yeah, I was thinking that actually. And then she
could use a really good healing technique on Fritz, since now that you've downgraded them and boosted up her speed, she can actually go before they can.
I could use this, but it's very special. That's what the SP stands for. Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna lose this anyway.
Honestly, this is one of those fights to where you should be using those items, because no fight ever gets as tough as this, at least not at the point of the minute.
Hi, Fritz, you lived, didn't you? Not anymore. Goodbye, Fritz. Love you. Man, just fucking lift that leg as high as you can. These are some flexible-ass mobile suits.
Yes, they are. Like, that's what they're primarily known for.
Their flexibility?
Yes, because they're supposed to be able to mimic, perfectly mimic human body movement. So if the person can like maneuver their body in such a way, then the mobile suit should be able to maneuver it in such a way. Well,
didn't you have some sort of thing you wanted to talk about?
Oh yes, but like I want to like analyze your fight and see if I can give some tips.
Okay, do.
Okay, you did very good with being able to like system hack them as early as you did.
Yay.
So you may want to bring have Li Fang like in the beginning of the party and just have her mind shield herself.
Yeah. I see. Well, if she switches out, does she keep it?
Yes. They keep it throughout the entire fight and till they die.
Ooh, I could have her put one on Tremmy then next.
Yes. In fact, that was a strategy that Ray employed, would be that he actually gave Mindproof and Shield Boost to Resner and Li Fang, respectively, so that they could both immunize Lapis and then immunize each other, assuming that they didn't die because of that BS kick that the Raven does, which has totally inconsistent damage of whether it's just going to kill you or not.
Well, I already have Mind Guard on her, so...
Okay, so, like, another thing that one could advise would be, you know Fritz?
His armor all?
No. He has this boost called Overboost. It's actually pretty good at keeping him in the game quite a bit, as long as you're able to keep him alive. So, it might be something that you want to try to aim for as you go through. And, like, he's in the back anyways, like, he'll be building up energy overall.
Okay, well, I guess she just needs to block. Same strategy as before. You give yourself a Mind Shield. Wait, no, not Shield. Because that only cures and prevents. Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what's so great about the shield. Cures and prevents.
Oh, as long as she doesn't get hit by one now.
Well, it doesn't matter if she gets hit by... Oh, yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh, wait, they don't go for it first turn anyway.
Right.
I forgot they go for the pissing me off offense jam. Well, apparently even with, like, speed up, like, she's not fast enough to hit that guy.
Right. Right, you sure you don't want to go for the one doing the boost?
Yeah, because she's not going to hit him.
Right. Okay. Do you really want to keep Tremmy in there?
Well, I need to boost all our speed so that we're better off. Because the more speed you have, the less likely you're going to get critical.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just wondering, like, will she survive to be able to pull it off?
Well, she always goes first.
She does?
Yeah, she's fast, man.
Oh, okay. I thought that she didn't have that speed until you lowered their speed.
I could throw a regeneration kit at her and hope that, you know, like, she's the one about to be kicked to death.
Oh. Well, you know, if you say that she has enough speed, then go for it.
Right, she'll get kicked to death afterwards, though, probably. So maybe I should throw it out in preparation?
It's up to you.
Let's do it. I don't know how this is gonna work out.
Wow, I'm impressed. How's your Tremmy so fast? When me and Ray were fighting him, our Tremmy was not fast enough until she had a speed boost and that they were lowered.
Turns out they went for my thing. Interesting. Yeah, it's not happening. So he stunned nobody?
Now this is an interesting situation right here. Because if it was me, I would switch out Lapis with Oh No.
And do a full heal, yeah.
Do a full heal and have Tremmy speed boost him.
Right.
So that way he would most likely outspeed those two.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. At least, like, ideally.
Yes, in an ideal world, that is what will happen. I don't need to use speed all, not necessarily. Ooh! Mind shield.
Ah. But is she fast enough?
Yeah! Which is really good!
Yes, it is!
Oh, neat. Jesus. They're gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Yay! I full healed nobody but myself.
Well, that's... Kind of hard to say what you should do at this point. Maybe one would suggest get Fritz out there to do a full regenerate on one of them.
You realize they're both going to use full screen, full party attacks, and that... Oh wait, full regenerate! Right. I might not die from all this. Or, you know, since I feel like I'm not going to win anyway, we go fucking YOLO on them. It won't do anything, but it'll make me feel better. I'm gonna get overheated, aren't I?
Right.
I mean, I have a guard for it. Oh, I died. Never mind. Don't you have things to talk about?
Yeah, I do. I just want to make sure that you have the ball rolling and stuff like that.
I think we got it fairly rolling. Just basic strategies now.
Yeah. So, while you go and you lose for like about 3 episodes straight, because like I see this, like, I'm only going to allow for 3 episodes worth of fighting for these things. Yep, I allowed for like 8 episodes worth of dungeon exploring in that one dungeon.
Fuck that dungeon.
Which I didn't even have a problem against. But, you know, still, like, only 3 episodes worth of losing to these guys.
Third one being the one where I win, yes.
No. Jesus. Like, after that, we'll just keep on fighting, and I'll just keep on recording until we get the battle where you win. And I'll keep, like, a counter after that point of, like, how many fights it took before, you know, the gods, you know, just smiled upon us.
Yeah, basically. Oh, I think I still need to switch out.
Yeah. Because I'm sure Anna will blink our way once in a while. You don't know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, right. You're actually playing that game. I forgot. But, so anyways, there's a question I posed to Ray, and I got the kind of response I more or less figured I would get as a response.
Yeah.
And now I want your response so that we can have a debate upon this, probably, kind of.
Yeah.
But, so... You are aware of the Pokemons, yes?
I like the Pokemons.
Okay. But do you believe that if Pokemons were a thing, that man should be allowed to lay with them in holy matrimony?
Holy matrimony? I don't know. I'm a bit iffy on that for one good reason. Like, a Pokemon that's loyal to you, which they typically do if you spend enough time with them, probably, like, if you really just, like... Basically, I feel like you could get away with a lot of, tax stuff.
A lot of tax stuff? Now, that's quite interesting.
Well, you know that, like, if you're married, like, taxes are different for you, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I basically mean. Like, it seems like a good way to make your taxes easier on you is just to marry your Pokemon. It's like, oh, you know, trying to game the system, huh?
I see. Okay, now, that's an interesting angle to come in on. because like that's how I always like saw marriage. It was more or less a legal thing that had legal benefits.
I mean, you know, the whole language part of it, hey man, I ain't gonna judge Pokemon.
You're not gonna judge.
Fuck you.
Ah, yes, with its whole, you know, maybe you'll live, maybe you won't. Okay, but you ain't gonna judge a person and their,
I mean, it depends on the Pokemon or like how it works. Weirdness.
You don't Pokephilia shame, more or less.
I mean, there's some I'm not even gonna say I'll fuck them. I'll just say it straight up.
Okay, but you know, no shaming from you onto those, right?
Depending on the thing, yeah.
Depending. You mean there are certain Pokemon to be like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Yes.
Like,
Smooch 'em, Pichu, things like that.
because
They're babies.
by what standard?
And that they are like young.
How do you know that?
Aren't they? Like by definition, they're the baby Pokemon.
Well, they're just called the baby Pokemon because they are like the very first evolutions of Pokemon. Like, are you telling me that Pichu, that's over 20 years old, is still considered a baby?
Depends. Has its mind developed in those 20
Oh,
years?
so now we're going by mental capacity.
Yes, partially.
Okay, so then does that mean that like a Raichu that still acts like a child is not?
Hey, there's personality, but then there's fucking, you know, actual, you know, mental capacity.
Oh, okay. So then how do you want to judge a Pokemon's mental capacity? I mean, if it's able to listen to all orders just like any other Pokemon is capable to, would that make them mentally capable for marriage?
I'm also trying to concentrate on this. I feel like armor would help. I feel like I need armor. Where's armor? Fuck yeah, there it is. Okay, there we are. I feel like that is very important in a relationship for that sort of thing. No, fuck you, why? Lastly, why do you always go down? His name isn't even Lastly, is it?
It's Lapis.
It's just Lapis. Oh fuck, this isn't going well. I didn't think it was going to go 100% well, but it's not going well.
Okay, so you're saying that a Pokemon needs to be mentally capable in order to get married.
Yes, I believe.
So it doesn't matter if they're a Pichu or a Raichu.
Okay, yes. You know what? Yeah, if you can just like if it's shown like, oh, you know, like a Pichu like can develop the mental capacity to fully be aware of what it's doing, you know, and all that stuff, like any adult would be able to do. Then yeah, okay, fine, go for it.
Okay, by what standards would you judge that by?
Fucking really?
Yes, I am asking that. By what standards would you judge that by?
I don't know how we judge it normally.
Exactly. Because we don't exactly have this situation to where, like, marriage is a thing. Like,
Marriage is a thing.
Marriage is a thing between human and Pokemon to where, like, you know, is there a certain standard that Pokemon need to fit in order to get married?
No, what I mean is, how do you judge it normally for people?
Well, normally you just have, like, an arbitrary age number depending on what state you're in. I mean,
okay, yeah, it does. I'm sure there are reasons for why they are the way they are originally. But, I mean, I was gonna say, I figured it has something to do with psychology or something.
No. I mean, that's like saying that retarded people can't get married.
Yeah, they can.
So, you know, there certainly is no, like, mental bar that you have to pass. Like, you don't have to take a test before you get married.
That's not what I meant by psychology. What I meant by psychology is, like, this, like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, being in a relationship, like a sexual relationship at a certain age can, like, mentally damage you or something.
Claims who?
Claims psychologists, I think.
You think?
I'm not an expert on the matter.
So you're just stating stuff without having any sources to cite for this issue.
I have one source. The internet.
Oh, well, shoot, I can sort, you know, I can cite the internet for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you can. I bet you can.
You know, it's just if you're gonna be bringing that onto the table, like I want some sources here. You know, when it comes to these kind of questions, I'm asking for a personal experience.
Shit, I'm on the defensive. Well, are you denying? I'll throw you on the defensive. You denying it doesn't have some sort of like fucking mental effects?
Yes.
Then again, doesn't everything have some sort of mental effect on you when you grow up? I mean, you grow up, become the person you are through your experiences in the past.
Exactly. I mean,
so then you can't deny it.
I wish I could remember exactly where it was, but did you know that there have been cases in the past? Oh, dang it! What was the website? Man, here I am going cite your sources whenever I can't cite it. But like, well, one of the most interesting things I saw was how like a cop would shoot someone and they wouldn't have any problems with it. But the thing is, whenever a cop does that, they were forced to like go to psychiatric evaluation and stuff like that to make sure nothing was wrong. But the thing is, by going through the psychiatric evaluations and treating them like, okay, look, we know what you did was wrong. It's okay to talk about it here and stuff like that. Like, because they kept on having that mental reinforcements, they developed the feelings that they did something wrong. Otherwise, they would have been perfectly okay. Because it's that whole psychological thing to where if you treat something like it's wrong, it's going to be treated like it's wrong. If you treat something like it's okay, it's going to be treated like it's okay. And like the best places I have to cite for that is, what was it? Was it a psychology? Like, college is the best, I'm trying to remember what class it was in college that was all about. Where, like, we would read, the psych books, and one of the things they cover is morality, and, like, how's that expressed and represented. And one of the examples that they love to use in those psych books is this village, to where stuff that we would consider, like, oh, that's horrible, like, how could they do that? And it's like, well, for them, it is the norm and stuff that way. To where, like, one of the examples that kind of stuck out to me was that, like, here, like, we would never let a child crawl and play with glass, right?
Yeah.
But for those villages, they would let their children crawl up to fire and play with it and get hurt, and they would laugh at them for it. You know, because, like, yeah, you were so stupid to, like, play with fire. Well, at least now you know, idiot. You know, one of those kind of things.
What's the fucking mortality rate in those places? Because I'm pretty sure they probably lose a lot of babies.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do they talk about that in those books?
Well, they don't talk about mortality rates, but they talk about how they're a thing. It's not spoken of in past tense, like, this is a village that used to be around, it does this. It's talking like,
I'm not saying they all died out, I'm saying how many babies died, but, and through this process. Like, oh yeah, some lived and, they grew up, in the way they grew up, but, we lost, like, half of the babies, like, the year doing that. Like, it sounds like
it doesn't seem to be, like, any kind of hindrance. It's just that, like, I can see how that kind of stuff works out that way. Because, pain is one of the greatest teachers ever when it comes to life. So, stuff like that, yeah, I can see how that works out. Especially if you, like, you make them feel bad for whatever they do for something like that. It's a different type of reinforcement. What was it called? I don't think it's positive reinforcement. But maybe? I wonder, is that the equivalent of negative reinforcement? Like, yeah, would that be the equivalent of negative reinforcement, like, with the hamster and thing?
Yeah, something like that.
To where, like, if the hamster keeps doing this one thing, it gets shocked for it, but when it does the good thing, it gets rewarded.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, like, that seems like the closest equivalent we have, but on a more, what many would consider, humane standard, and, not using babies for that kind of stuff.
I use full regenerate. Fucking shit.
But yeah, like, more or less this all goes back to where if you treat it like it's a problem, then it's going to be a problem. But if you don't treat it like it's a problem, then it's, not really even considered to be a problem.
There are some things that are just straight problems, dude.
Like?
Stabbing people!
I feel it's not good to have such a blanket statement because I can think of situations in which it can be good to stab somebody.
In general, it's not usually, though.
I'd say that depends. I mean, what if you have a job in which it's your job to perform tracheotomy?
That is specific, not general. Thank you very much.
Like, it is general if it's your job.
It's general for a specific person whose job it is. It's not general as in to the general public.
Well, yes it is. Because, you know, you're performing it on the general public.
The general public does not have the job of cutting into people.
Oh.
So it doesn't really apply to the general public.
Alright, then what about those that are like doctors and nurses?
It does apply to those specific people. Note the term specific.
And they don't count as the general public.
They count as part
So
of the general
if
public.
I can associate something with a job, it no longer counts as being part of the general public?
I didn't say it wasn't part of the general public. I said they are not representative of the entire general public. You know what the term general means, right? It doesn't mean like 5 individuals. I know 5 are there are not only 5 doctors in the world. Don't you even start on that. Things that are usually bad.
Alright. So then, do I just need to equate it to other jobs that have stabbing in them?
No, stabbing people specifically, not just stabbing. I mean, you stab food with forks and shit to eat it. That's not the same.
Alright. So, you know, doctors that stab people with syringes, nurses too.
Yeah.
Special forces people that would, you know, stab enemy combatants with knives and stuff for the military.
Right, I should have been more specific, like stabbing innocent people in the streets or something. That's, you know, usually generally a bad thing.
Okay. Now you see, that's not such a blanket term with what you used earlier.
I'm sorry, I am trying to concentrate on battle and this.
We're discussing the morality of marrying Pokemon.
And I just say, you know, they have to be certain mental capacity.
In order to stab people. I'd say that's kind of fair. You must be this smart in order to stab somebody.
Then again, if I'm saying that, then am I also saying that about, like, retarded people, then?
Pretty much.
I would say they have to be no, you know what? Fuck it. I still say they should have to be above the mental capacity of animal. It cannot just be a house cat. There is a big difference between retarded person and house cat. And with that, I think we're out of time.
Well, fine. We'll leave it off for there, and we'll pick this up in the next episode.
So you're off.